All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue off of our last video talking about wrestling up from the seated guard. Okay, so last video, let's just give a quick recap. I explained that there's 3 different types of wrestle ups. Okay, there's a wrestle up like when Nate is coming to me, and I call this reactive because Nate is making the engagement. And then there's proactive where I make the engagement. And then there's a third part, which I guess would be technically part of proactive, but it's more of, okay, I'm trying to make a connection and Nate is disengaging from me. This is a little more sport specific, specialized case, or if someone in, I feel like people in training don't do it as much because like people are there to train. But if someone's trying to run from you, I'm trying to make, all right, and then now I have to try to wrestle up from there. So it'd still be a version of proactive where I'm going against an opponent who's not trying to engage with me. So last one we talked about reactive when our opponent is creating the engagement. Okay, today I want to talk about how do we wrestle up if we're the ones going forward. Okay, so in the last video I talked about if we're reactive, we're in an open stance, meaning if Nate's a right leg lead, I'm a left leg lead. I want to be opened up in the same direction as him. Okay, because I want to be here ready to cut him off in this direction. Okay, so that he comes forward in the pocket here, or he comes forward here where I can wrestle up. So now let's talk about if we're moving forward. We're on the front foot. We're pursuing the connections here. If we're pursuing the connections, okay, we shouldn't stay in this stance, although it might work sometimes. Like you might be able to do the options we talked about in the last video going forward. Although I find that it's always better to turn and face them in the same stance as them. So if Nate's a right leg lead, I'll be a right leg lead. The reason being is if we're going forward, okay, the first connection I want to make is to his hands, right? Because if Nate wants to pass guard, okay, he's generally going to lead with his hands and then his feet are going to follow. Okay, so before I wrestle up, I want to look to control his wrists. Ideally, I control his lead wrist first. So let's just say we're playing here, we shake hands, we go, we're here, right? I'm going to make a connection to his lead wrist. Okay? As soon as I make that connection to his lead wrist, this is going to elicit 2 responses. Okay? He's going to pull back, but he's going to use his left hand to try to free his wrist. Okay? Or when I grab, he's going to scoot his hips back like that. And then he'll look to peel the wrist. So he either just goes to peel the wrist right away, or he looks to sit his hips back and then peel the wrist. Regardless of the situation, this allows us an opening to go in, okay, and go for our double kochi here. So we're here, boom, he pulls back, bang, right here, okay? Or he just grabs my wrist. Again, there's an opening here. Now, like something that Marcelo did really great, it works a little bit better if your opponent's square and on their heels. Upon entry, so maybe when he pulls back on this one, if I skip in, open, and then drive his wrist towards his waist, you guys can catch a cheap little sweep right here, okay? Someone with a little bit more balance and base, okay, I'll still go for it regardless, but the response you're gonna probably get is they're just gonna step 1 foot back. So I'm here, I go, Nate steps 1 foot back, and this allows us to close in on our single leg, our first attachment here. So I'm shin to shin with a single leg. Now when you get here, it's crucial that you go elbow deep, okay? A lot of times I think, because right now a big trend is like the false sweep, people throwing their leg over the top, so they stay far away. If you're going to pull back on your back and you're going to enter the legs, yeah. But if you guys are wrestling up, we're going to wrestle up. You guys don't want this big gap here because this gives an option for Nate to underhook, okay? I want to get close, so we're here, elbow deep, okay? Now, once I create this main connection here, the first off balance is going to be falling to Nate's center line, and I'm going to use this foot to bump him right here behind the butt, Okay, so look at when I fall, I'm hanging on the wrist, staying tight. Okay, bump, and then right away I'm gonna collect the second leg. As I build up, like I'm scissoring my legs, and we come up with a double leg here. Okay, that's as soon as I get his hand to post on the mat. Boom, he steps back. Here. Finish. Okay, that's the first one. Now, I get here. He steps back. I try to off balance. Okay, one of the biggest reactions you guys are going to get is Nate's going to step that left leg back, and he's going to try to push himself back to either 3/4 mount or like a leg weave situation. Okay, so we're going to use this to kind of get into like a half guard wrestle up. So when I get here, boom, he steps back. I fall. Nate's pushing his weight back. Okay, he's pushing his leg back. Right away, I want to close him off with the underhook here. Now we're in like a half guard situation. Okay, but it's hard for me to sweep here. So after I stop the momentum, this underhook stops him from scooting this leg down. Right, try to scoot down. Okay, now after I deny him that, okay, the way we're going to continue to wrestle up is I'm going to switch from this hip to under the near side butt and roll through here. Okay, now if he's on his knee, we're just going to collect that far ankle and we're going to run him down here. Okay, or you could finish any way from there. You could even climb up to the hip, boom, and then start breaking him down from turtle. A lot of options there, but that's how we wrestle up if our opponent looks to scoot back to leg weave or slide into 3/4 mount. So we're here. He's scooting back, block him. Here. Again, collect the leg. Various ways you guys can finish. Here. Okay. So deep half is one option. Okay. So we have the basic wrestle up to double leg. We have going to like deep half, coming out the back, wrestling up to a head inside single leg. The last one, okay, the biggest problem, at least when I teach students this, is having discipline keeping the shin to shin. The shin to shin is so crucial. Can we turn this way, Nate, so that they can see? So I want you guys to see, like when I off balance here, look at when I maintain my shin to shin. Look at how that draws Nate's heel to his butt, like that. See that bend in the knee I create? When I get the knee to bend, okay, it allows me to open up his hip better. So let's turn this way. Okay, when I can create a bend in the knee, it's easier to open up that hip. That's what allows me to wrestle up. Okay, so that's why maintaining a shin to shin is crucial. But, okay, one of the common things that happens is you guys get shin to shin here, and you go for the off balance, and you lose the shin to shin. You're stuck here. Okay, you guys see that? So again, hop off, Nate. Try it again. Let's just see what happens with the feet. So I'm here. I'm going for all that. I fall to the side, and then I lose the shin to shin. So I'm like getting smashed right here, right? So right away, if you guys can, the most immediate option is if you can bump with this knee, scissor your legs, and build up to a single leg, that would be ideal. It would be ideal. Is it common? No. Like if you're going against someone bigger, good luck getting their butt off their heels, right? So what do we do if we get smashed in that position? So I go shin to shin, single leg. I go for that initial off balance, but I lose the shin to shin here. Okay, and I'm like, fuck, I cannot bump Nate forward. Okay, anytime, and this, you could find this from half guard, a lot of different positions, but anytime you guys get here, okay, and you can't bump them forward, what you want to do is release the hand and weave here. Now, if you guys watch the first video, you'll see that this option is common. We're just going into it from a more broken down position. So I've released the single leg. Okay, sit back, Nate. I feel his butt sitting back to his heels. I release and catch the ankle here. Now I'm gonna punch my arm out. I always say Superman out. Build up to my knees. Now we're in that turtle position where I could cut him back. Or if he latches onto me, forward roll. Okay, finish the sweep there. Okay, and lastly, we're in that position. So shin to shin. I lose it, boom. Okay, the whole reason why Nate would be sitting back is he's probably gonna backstep. Boom, he's gonna try to backstep into my legs or just backstep around. Okay, if you have this arm and they try to back, or you switch to this leg as they backstep, okay, they just give you a sweep. But if you aren't able to make it in time, he tries the backstep. I could even use my leg to block him and then now go back to it. And we're in that same position here. Okay, so let's just quick recap. So right away, proactive wrestle-ups. That means I'm looking to create the attachment on Nate. Okay, I'm in the same stance. He's right leg lead, I'm right leg lead. Control the lead wrist, double koichi. If I sweep him, great. If not, we're bumping and we're wrestling up. Second one. Boom. I go. Boom. He's trying to scoot down. Block it. Deep half. Elevate. Third one. I go. Boom. Oh, I lost the shin to shin. Right away, take the arm out. Build up. Okay. Finish from there. All right, guys. So that's our seated guard from there. Be sure to watch the next one. Okay, we're going to talk about how to wrestle up when someone's running away from us. Okay, that'll be part 3. Last one for the seated guard wrestle up series. As always, if you guys enjoyed that, if that was helpful, please let us know in the comments. Let us know if you guys have any questions. Share it if it was helpful. And as always, please like and subscribe to support our channel, guys. We want to keep bringing you great content, consistently help you guys get better at jiu-jitsu. And as always, thank you for watching.